Okay, guys, we're going to review what we've learned about Jamestown hardships so that you can do your study guide and be ready for your test. Okay? Now, remember that the Jamestown settlers had a really hard time after a while. The water turned bad, remember? All the clean, fresh water they thought they had got mixed in with the bad water from the ocean, and it became brackish. They couldn't drink it, and they couldn't use it anymore to water their plants. Okay. Another problem was that they did not have skills. They did not know how to farm. They did not know how to grow food or do anything else. And the rich men did not want to work, right? They were lazy. But if they don't work, they don't have enough people to grow food, so there's not enough to eat. So the biggest problem was no skills. They did not know how to farm. Okay. And the other problem was that they were all starving. They were dying of starvation and disease. Okay, they were getting really sick. And starvation means not enough food, right? So then you die. So remember Captain John Smith, he was their leader. And he started a trading things with the Powhatan Indians, remember? So the Powhatan, they had food, and they traded their food for the Jamestown colonists' tools, pots, and copper for jewelry. Okay, so the Powhatan had food, and they traded their food for the tools, the pots, and the copper for jewelry. Okay, and the Powhatan helped them survive by teaching them how to farm. They taught them the skills that they needed to survive. They taught them how to grow their own food. Okay. Now remember, Pocahontas, she served as a contact. She served as a person that helped the Powhatan talk to the settlers so they could help them, okay? She learned to speak English, and she was able to help them. She helped the Powhatan talk to the English so that the English could survive. Her dad, remember, is Chief Powhatan. He helped the Jamestown survivors by teaching them the skills to survive, teaching them how to grow food and what they needed to know to live in the land. And he provided them with strong leadership. Both of those things, those are going to be on the test, okay? Strong leadership and taught them the skills to survive. Also, Captain John Smith provided strong leadership. Remember, he came up with the forced work program where he said, no work, then no food. If you're not going to work, then you can't eat, right? So he was a strong leader also, and he came up with the forced work program, no work, no food. Now remember, England wanted them to send timber and trees to sell. So they wanted them to just spend all their time cutting down trees. But if they do that, they don't have enough food, right? Cutting down trees and sending them to England so that England can have money means that they don't have any food to eat, right? If they're not farming, then they don't have food. And that means they're starving to death. So they're starting to eat things that are not nice to eat, right? All right. Starving, remember, means not enough food to eat and you die. Okay. So how did the Powhatan help the Jamestown settlers survive? Remember, they taught them to farm and how to survive, taught them the skills they needed. Pocahontas helped them contact each other, and they showed the Jamestown colonists how to plant corn and tobacco. They planted corn so they could eat it and tobacco so they could sell it to England, okay? And how did the colonists finally survive when it looked like they were all going to die? Remember, they finally, a supply ship came and brought them what they needed to survive. They also grew their own food instead of only growing trees for England to sell. And also Captain John Smith's forced work program. If you don't work, you don't eat. Okay? So that should help you finish up your study guide and study. Also, you should read your articles and look at your other assignments that you've done, and that will help you finish your study guide also. All right. Good job, guys. Good luck.